You can't start because you're stressed. You can't start eating right, you can't start walking, going to the gym, or starting that project you've been planning for so long. You have no time for yourself, no time for life. You're just barely living, basically existing. You think life is a horrible, difficult string of events, trials. Feeling that life is awful is not the norm. Feeling immense love and gratitude toward the world, that's the norm. For the most part, you should be thinking about life this way. But I'm not a specialist in this. For that, to put it in health terms, go to a soul doctor I know. Or not the one I know. I don't care. Loosen your grip, untie your knots. In other words, resolve your inner conflicts. Lay down some padding. Lighten your load. If you can, leave the kids with someone and take a break. Turn to a mentor who will prepare you for your exams so you'll worry less. Get a massage, meet with friends, go dancing, draw, read a book in silence, take a walk alone, ride a bike, swim, go to the movies, sleep, for goodness sake. In short, do what relaxes and calms you personally. Do what gives you energy, what fills you up. If you're in severe, prolonged stress or exhaustion, you won't be able to lose weight, regain health and strength, or reach your desired goals. Because your body isn't focused on that. It's trying to compensate for the hell you faced. It's trying to save you. It's on your side. It wants you to stay conscious, to move, to breathe, and so on. But it's not focused on giving you thick hair, healthy ovaries, strong muscles, lots of energy, beautiful skin, or a strong immune system. It's not that it doesn't care. It's fighting and coping the best it can. If you don't do a checkup in time of both of your physiological and psychological state, you could end up in severe conditions like Cushing's syndrome or Addison's disease. Those are two opposite extremes. Look at how people with Cushing's syndrome appear. I think I know at least one of the many sources of inspiration of Hajime Isayama, if you know what I mean. And here is what Addison's disease looks like. It's also called Bronze disease due to skin pigmentation. Cushing's syndrome is a condition where the adrenal glands produce too much cortisol. Addison's disease is a condition where the adrenal glands produce too little cortisol. In short, a person with Cushing's disease rapidly gains weight in the abdomen and face, has thin limbs, suffers from high blood pressure, muscle weakness, thinning skin, stretch marks, frequent mood swings, insomnia, anxiety, and irritability. In short, about a person with Addison's disease. A living corpse. Constant severe weakness, rapid fatigue, low blood pressure, muscle pain, rapid weight loss, lack of appetite, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness, and fainting. In the context of our topic, stress, a checkup means evaluating adrenal function and assessing the everyday and psychological factors in your life. Test your blood serum cortisol, free cortisol in 24-hour urine, saliva cortisol with a 4-point measurements, and DHEA sulfate. If the budget is limited, then test only free cortisol in urine and saliva cortisol. Look at your physical activity, work, relationships, friendships, diet, hobbies. Evaluate how much each of these areas satisfies you. Remember, body and mind are one. And most importantly, look at your sleep. Sleep is almost the most crucial factor in this topic. So much depends on sleep. If you want to be healthy, beautiful, and fit, then going to sleep later than 11 p.m. is absolutely not allowed. Otherwise, you're stealing your own health. Signs that you have stress-related issues include taking a long time to fall asleep, waking up at night, and not feeling rested after 8-9 hours of sleep. If it takes you longer than 15 minutes to fall asleep, that's not normal. If you wake up at night, no matter what time, if your sleep is interrupted, that's not normal. If you don't feel rested after 8-9 hours of sleep, that's not normal. And don't tell me there are morning larks and night owls. As my teacher says, there are no larks or owls. There are just sick larks. Look, when I say something isn't normal, even if we're used to thinking otherwise or someone convinced us, many start arguing, justifying their symptoms, or saying, well, we'll all die anyway, or I don't want to bother. You do as you wish. That's all the same to me, really. But I want to show my point of view. I see it like this. If something is normal, then you can change it and you just have to accept it. But if I realize something isn't normal, then I know I can influence it. I can change it. And that gives me joy. Of course, some symptoms I discovered in myself upset me. But still, I'd rather acknowledge that something is wrong so I can fix it and live better instead of looking for excuses. Maybe you'll start seeing it differently too. I also want to say something important. If your tests show you that your adrenal glands are not okay, then most likely a conventional medicine doctor won't help you. Because as far as I know, the conditions that lie between the extremes of Cushing's and Addison's disease have no names, no diagnoses. And if there's no diagnosis, then most likely you won't get help. That's why it is better to turn to a competent naturopath. Now, I'd like to tell you how you can improve your sleep in 8 steps. Activate night shift at sunset on all your devices. Use the warmest light. Ideally, avoid the blue light from the second half of the day. You can also buy special glasses that block blue light. Don't have dinner later than 2 hours before sleep. Ideally 4. If you eat meat for dinner, then definitely 4 hours before sleep. But the best option at night is fiber plus a light protein, like eggs, fish, seafood, or poultry, but not meat. Don't drink coffee, black or green tea, or cocoa for at least 5 to 7 hours before sleep. Ideally, 6 to 9. Some people can drink coffee and still fall asleep, but it still negatively affects deep sleep even for them. Whether you feel rested depends entirely on deep sleep. Don't drink alcohol at night. Don't eat cheese, bacon, sausage, chocolate, or tomatoes, because these foods have many histamine liberators and they trigger histamine reactions that make it harder to fall asleep and worsen sleep quality. In the evening, all the lights at home should be below your eye level. Use different lamps, floor lamps, nightstands. Avoid intense exercises 2-3 hours before sleep. Ideally, a slow evening walk, yin yoga, Pilates, or other calmer activities are the best. Of course, maybe you run before bed and sleep well, but like with caffeine, it still negatively affects your sleep quality. Air out and cool your room before bed. A good sleep temperature is 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 72 degrees Fahrenheit max if you're really cold. Though you can just cover up with a warm blanket or wear socks. Darkness. Blackout curtains or a mask. You shouldn't be able to see your hand at arm's length. That's how dark it should be. Silence. It's crucial. If you're surrounded by noise, use earplugs. Wax ones are best, but any others will do. The main thing that you feel comfortable and nothing bothers you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it.